So recently, Perch did a video talking about magic in comics, and I'm giving my take on it, which is that the problem isn't that there is magic in superhero comics, because when you really think about it, everything in superhero comics is magic. A lot of people like Mark Pellegrini said that there is no magic in his iconic comics universe, but there is. You cannot say there is no magic in your universe when your main hero gets her powers from being hit by snowballs traveling 300 miles per hour. She doesn't die and instead gains control over lightning and super strength. What is scientific about that? The word magic in this modern context means anything that breaks the laws of physics. So, by the modern definition, common America's powers are magic. Magic is used to refer to magic used to refer to a religion from the Middle East, but it's since has been renamed to Zoroastrianism. The problem with magic in comics is that superhero comics have no continuity. Space and time is meaningless in the Marvel and DC universes, and any rules are thrown out if any writer feels like it, which makes maintaining a magic system impossible. On a side note, this also makes having science fiction elements in a superhero story tricky. Like, how do you play with the laws of physics that don't exist? In the real world, genes are protein codes that determine organ formation. How could a gene give one the ability to affect the weather, which has nothing to do with the body whatsoever? In a setting where genes are magic, saying incantations do the same thing is just as logical. The problem is the inherent lack of consistency brought on by having multiple writers with no editorial holding them back. Characters like Superman, The Flash, Swamp Thing, Green Lanterns, they can just do whatever the plot needs on the fly. So a character like Zatanna existing doesn't break my immersion. Same with a character like Doctor Strange existing in the same world as Mr. Fantastic, who is already basically a wizard. Now, somebody may argue in the comments that superhero stories were created as a subgenre of science fiction, and therefore comic readers are trained to laugh at anything mystical. But even then, Superman was directly inspired by mythical characters like Hercules and whatnot, as well as John Carter of Mars, which isn't really a science fiction story. Edgar Rice just wanted to make a sword sandal book, but in order to get it published, he set it on another planet. It's not really scientific in any way whatsoever. In my mind, magic is about as fundamental to the genre as the science fiction elements that aren't scientific to begin with. Now, you can remove whatever element if you feel like it gets in the way of your story. Like, you want to have magic, but no science? Fine. You want to have science, no magic? Fine, whatever. This doesn't mean anything. It's that there is no science in superhero comics to begin with. Science just kind of gets in the way. Gets in the way. Well, it can get in the way if you don't know how science works. Um, that was my take on that topic. But if you feel like dropping some money in my Ko-Fi, the link is in the description.